Alright, everybody. Let's see this interview with Tupac from 94. And as always, fuck the rich.
With his work.
I have something to offer to business that hasn't been shown before. You know, I have a whole energy that represents not just black youth, but white youth, Mexican youth, you know what I'm saying? That change right before you go from being 18 and unresponsible to when you go to being like 21, 22, and the whole world's on your shoulders. I believe strongly that my audience empathize with me because I show that side. I show that emotion raw, uncut, good and bad. And so I think I can bring that more funnel, more directed into screenplays, more albums, producing, managing, you know what I'm saying? If I can figure out just how to control it, I can use it on a lot of different levels.
In fact, it is that raw, uncut energy that Shakur brings to entertaining that has won him a legion of fans. I wondered how he's handling this pretty heady stuff at the tender age of 23.
It's amazing. I'm almost more in awe of the people in awe of me than they are of me. You know what I'm saying? I trip off because it happens out of nothing. It just goes, you know, everybody just be screaming and acting, and I just trip. I get uncomfortable, and it's like similar to a deer being caught in the headlights. I just freeze, you know, and I don't know what to do.
It's because it's weird. It's weird. Why the fuck is people dick riding? Dick riding is fucking weird. Say it how it is, man. Dick riding is fucking weird. Why the fuck are people riding other people's dick? Like, I don't know, man. It's weird.
I don't know if I should be what they want me to be, or if I should make them hate me so they can stop. You know, like say something mean so they can just stop. But I'm just like caught in the middle of it because you can't. I mean, no one can do that. Police can't do that. They can't stand in front of all those people and control them with a gun and mace and all that. So me with just words, it's like a battle to find the right words to say at the right time.
I'm curious when you think about the idea that you do have that kind of control over so many people, in one sense, the whole idea of being a role model comes up in the imagery. And a lot of people who know you, and I talked to them beforehand, suggested that, hey, you know, when you meet him, he's going to be something entirely different than you imagine and what the media is portraying him. What about that idea that you have been portrayed, and sometimes, I mean, to be honest, you like the portrayal of you just hard,
That's right.
thug,
That's right.
don't step on me,
That's right.
you're in trouble.
That's right.
Yet there's another side to you too. What about that idea that you've got to be able to figure out where you're going?
To me, it's like it is my sensitive side that likes to blow up the hard side, because if my image or my reputation can stop a confrontation before it happens, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is day to day. It's a constant man ego check going on in this street, in this world. So part of that is just like, you know, that's my resume. But as far as the media, they look at it as something different. They don't care about my resume. They don't care about me not getting in trouble. It's just another story, you know, and it's a real story. They don't have to pay for it, and they're gonna milk it for all it's worth. As far as people, they want me when they first.
Listen, that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. People think that the guy who yells a lot, who's acting up a lot, that's the gangster. Nah, bruh. That's just some fucking bullshit guy who's fucking working for somebody, bruh. That's the button pole. Like, if you look at Tupac, like if you look at him here, if I look at Tupac, bruh, I wouldn't feel intimidated one fucking second. Honestly, Tupac is not an intimidating person. Honestly, he looks like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Honestly, not tough. But what he's saying is true. People, when they walk in public, they are checking each other all the way through. And people, you know, when you look into people's eyes, you can see real deal from not real deal. Us men, we do it all the time to each other.
See me to humble myself. They want me to be like this and da-da-da, just because they're scared of me. But I don't feel like that's my job, to humble myself to show you that I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat unless you're a threat to me. You know what I'm saying? So when people say, when you meet Pac, he's different than he is, because when somebody one-on-one, anybody one-on-one, I believe, honestly, that I can talk. I believe that I have the ability to reason, I have logic, I have compassion, I have understanding. If we talk, there's no problems. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what happens. People use what they heard in the media, and that's how they come at me. And then, you know, we got to clash.
One of the things that you read in the media is that you're angry, that you personify your generation, that you just got some angry folks out there, and you're one of them. I'll put it to you. Are you angry? Are you angry with what you see society is about?
Yeah, I'm extremely angry, confused, you know.
Not confused, but angry, yes. The confusion, it stopped when the internet and all of this shit got brought up and everybody got information. The confusion stopped. Now it's only anger.
A lot of the times that I sat up in court, I couldn't defend myself, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like the things they were saying about me were beyond my comprehension, or the things that I could say weren't gonna help my case. But because, it's like being exiled, you know, from society. And that's how I feel. And this whole,
I thought he asked a societal question, but why the fuck did Tupac take it to a personal question?
the anger comes from, I'm tired of waiting for my past to get into society. All I ever wanted to do was make me and everybody around me feel more comfortable about where we were. You know what I'm saying? About the places that we stayed. This is our home base. Let's build it up. Let's be happy about where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to assimilate and get a pass key to where they at. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that everything needs to be separate, but we gotta find pride in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And once you get the pride, like damn near 2 seconds after the pride comes anger from being held like that for so long, and to be made to go through those changes. You get mad, you know what I'm saying? I believe as soon as any black man receives his first 3 checks, he starts getting mad. Because it's not about the necessity of having to have a job and having to pay and having to do that. You don't care no more about the smiles and the, yes, massa, because you done got paid. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like you want to save money. You want to help other people. And you see how far it is, how far you have to go to help anybody in your neighborhood. It's set up for me when I get paid for me to exit the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? The only reason I've had these problems is because I haven't left yet. And these problems don't come from a white man. It comes from just society, the problems that we have.
Let me put this to you. A lot of people tell me Tupac is, for the most part, a nice guy. This old thug thing, hype.
That's true. Even though one person want to make a change in his community, it's impossible. Because if the rest of the community is left out, it's impossible, bro. Economically, it's impossible. And I understand where Tupac is coming from, you know? But still, as a community should still stick together. But the problem is there's too much of different mentalities between the blacks in America. Bro, you gotta be honest. Some of them were under slavery. Some of them lived north. Some of them lived inside the master's house. Some of them were on the field. The problem is like, how do you analyze it correctly, bro? Everybody didn't start from the same place. Some people got excluded. So yeah, you know what Tupac is saying, of course this is 100% correct, but that's also maybe why it's so difficult to make a community, because people are coming from all over, and people from the south got tricked to move out north or west because of jobs and all of that. So it's a bunch of different community mixed together. So I understand that it's a difficult task in itself, Plus, you have the outside powers, outside forces, outside influence. So it's a difficult job. But still, I don't know why the African Americans have given themselves the luxury of just not caring.
Good for record sales. Helps him identify with the young people who are out there and angry, who would maybe label him a sellout, like they did Hammer, if he didn't have that hard side. What about that?
First of all, nobody could call me a sellout. I'm not going for that. I'm not even in that. I'm not looking for approval from the black community because we don't give approval. You know, we don't really do nothing but exist. So it's not like black people could tell me you a sellout or you true blue. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. I'm not even caught up in that. But I can see that, you know what I'm saying, the one thing we do have in common as black people is we share that poverty. So the thug side is more closer to the poverty than me being rich. You know, how can I come to any community center, you know what I'm saying, sporting a Rolex presidential, all these diamonds, and be like, look, we, you know what I'm saying, gotta. But now when I say we, they know what I mean. I'm not saying like I live in this neighborhood and nothing, but I'm a thug and they thugs. They can relate to it. I don't even have to say that. You know what I'm saying? When I come, I don't have to say I'm real. They already know that. You know what I'm saying? From me being me, from not pushing the thugness, but I know from the business that everybody in this business is always whispering in your ear about what you can't say, what you can't do, what you can't wear in this world and in this world. It's two worlds, a white world and a black world. All I did was stand in the middle.
That's wrong. Well, the black world is not correct. It's not correct. There is the American elite, and even the elite in America is not white and black. That's the stupid thing. Because you have blacks in the elite too who is working against their own people. But that's the thing. It's too broad to call all African Americans one people because people grew up different, they had different cultures, values pushed on them. But honestly, it's a difficult task for African Americans in America, honestly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not easy. It's not easy.
I'm living in both worlds. I can go to the streets and survive, and I can go out here and do my business out here.
I'm play devil's advocate again.
All right.
Critics say, yeah, but you're being pimped. You're being pimped by the record executives who will allow you to do your thug life because it portrays a certain black. I mean, you've heard it,
Yeah.
that if you were just a singer, you wouldn't have the same record contracts you have.
Right.
But because you portray the thug life, the gangster rap, they've allowed you to make that money. They've allowed you to push and make your platinum.
I beg to differ. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting pimped. That's true. But just like how a woman would be, you know what I'm saying? Anybody to be pimped. You know, it's like, it's not that you get pimped, it's how long you get pimped. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really look at this situation, it is not I who's being pimped. When you look at them white kids with Raiders hats on, it's the white folks getting pimped. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm making their future. I'm writing down their curriculum. Right now, what I write in my album today, when it comes out in 2 months, that's what white kids is doing.
That's where Tupac is wrong and all the African American artists are wrong. Listen, that's the confusion. White kids are not, you can't say white kids, but American kids, white American kids, do not look up to music artists. But the black American kids do, because those are the guys coming out of the hood, getting money, getting paper. So actually, nah, bruh. The only people that music is gonna hurt, or the most it's gonna hurt, is black kids. It's not gonna hurt white kids in American society. So actually, Tupac in his analytics there, he's wrong. Totally wrong.
So who really is getting pimped?
That's why if you listen, if you ask an African American in America what you want to be when you grow up, a kid, you know, sports athlete, entertainer, musician, or whatever. That's basically it. None of them are like, I'm gonna be a professor, and that's because that's the. Listen, America and CIA and FBI, they are very good at creating boxes for people, you know, to put them in. And that's what's happened. The youth of the black community is brought up to think they're gonna get a scholarship, they're gonna play, I don't know, some sport, or they're gonna be in entertainment, and it's not something they're gonna need to build a community, to build a strong community, you know. I don't know. I'm high, bro.
What I'm writing in my raps is what them white kids is gonna be saying to their mamas and daddies when they come home. Who is getting pimped? You know what I'm saying? I'm a high school dropout. You know what I'm saying? As far as my teacher told me when I was in high school, I ain't gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. You know, everybody's getting pimped. Whether you work a 9 to 5 or whether you work for yourself, you're getting pimped by somebody. That's not the crime. The crime is how long you allow yourself to get pimped. You have to come up. Everything is a come up. Everything is a struggle. You start from the bottom, working to the top.
I asked Shakur about his feelings on people like New York Minister Calvin Butts and the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who have been critical of Shakur and others for the gun-toting image many young rappers have.
There's nothing criminal about bearing arms. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. Only the press and the media make you think that a black man arming himself is illegal or criminal, or that he wants to arm himself to rob a liquor store or something. You know what I'm saying? That is for me to defend myself, and it should always be. It's just about surviving, you know, and we have to be honest about the tools that we use to survive. And why is a black life any more recoupable than a white life? You know what I'm saying? We know that they don't put the same security in the ghetto that they do in the whites in the white neighborhoods. So therefore, for me to be out here saying don't, you know, put your guns down and no violence, that's hypocritical. And if I didn't talk about the violence, everybody would act like the violence wasn't there. We as rappers bought that violence. We bought the violence that we seen on the street. We put in our records for years. And after 3-4 years, people finally starting to see it because of all the statistics that's going on in the streets. If we stop talking about it, then they wouldn't take statistics. And when they stop taking statistics, then we'd be killing each other in the street, and these white people wouldn't care no more. Only reason they care is because, you know, there's been some strays and we done slipped over in the white neighborhoods. And there's kids in Iowa that want to be like us. You know what I'm saying? There's kids in Indiana that's trying to be like us because they can relate too. You know what I'm saying?
You even admitted, I don't live in that neighborhood anymore. There's no real reason for you to carry a 9mm.
Don't believe that. Why? In 2 years, I've had a gun pulled on me by my limo driver, by police, by everybody. You know what I'm saying? And I better be. You know what I'm saying? I've been attacked. You ain't read the papers about these skinheads trying to blow up black churches. Why? They see me as the enemy just like y'all do. You know what I'm saying? They can come to my house and sit outside my house just like anybody else can. A skinhead. And once my life is gone, it's gone. Can't nobody give it back to me. Not the judge, not the president, not the governor, not Calvin Butts, not Jesse Jackson. They can't do nothing but come to my funeral and talk pretty about how black people suffer. You understand?
That's the thing, bro, in America. They don't got big family, big clans, big, you know. So people are easy targets, you know. The family construction is destroyed in America, so people are easy targets. People are individual targets, so if you take one target out, that's it. You don't have to do any more work. So listen, I am the type of person, listen, you have the full right to have arms. Why the fuck shouldn't you? No fucking state, no. Listen, the protection of a country, the protection of a whatever, that should be upon the people, not upon governments and militaries. Nah, if there should be a military, there should be the people's military. The people should be going and training and knowing all the tactics and bruh, why the fuck should they not be prepared? So yeah, of course. But that's the thing, bruh. As Tupac said, he got money, he moved out of the hood. but he still need the gun, you know. So, bruh, even though you get the money, you're not free, bruh. You're still stuck in the fucking same dumb system.
And as far as Jesse Jackson, my first acting job was at the Apollo Theater when Jesse Jackson was running for president in 1984. It hurts me for him to say anything negative about any rapper because we supported him. He should support us. You know what I'm saying? As far as his image, you know what I'm saying? What was he? What was he doing? You know, he should be the last person talking about gun violence when he sat right there while Martin Luther King caught one in the neck. You know what I'm saying? Things ain't really changed that much. I swear to God, nothing I ever say is meant to be something where innocent people get hurt. Nothing I ever say is meant to be like a end all, let's go do it right now. Nothing. Everything I ever say, and if any, this is so we can set it clear, anything I ever say as it pertains to my peers and being strapped is only in self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Because right now where I'm at, the world is harsh. And I just don't got no beautiful stories. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just be getting them ready. Because that's why I think I messed up. If somebody would have grabbed me, pulled me to the side and been like, look, Tupac, as soon as you step out here, they're gonna be at you. If somebody would have explained it to me, I wouldn't have took the same mistakes. But I made those mistakes. And that was my job to stop somebody else from making those same mistakes. To lay it out. To lay out the real map on the world and how it is.
And how it is for Shakur is trouble. It's continuing to mount. He was just thrown off a concert tour for allegedly inciting a riot. Shakur claims his actions are just misunderstood.
I'm not coming here telling you my plight and then I walk outside and live the good life. Everything I'm saying is a warning, is a plea for help. If everybody is so goddamn worried about me, why ain't nobody came to help me? You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to be no star. This ain't my job. I don't care if everybody don't cheer for me. You know what I'm saying? If you're not cheering for me for what I'm doing, don't cheer for me. Don't cheer because you think I'm cute. You know what I'm saying? Screw that. Cheer for me for what I'm doing, for what I stand for. And when I go to jail, you should cheer louder. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm standing up for what I do. I'm not robbing nobody, not stealing from nobody. I never took nothing. Everything I do to represent my people. I do because I think this is what they want me to do.
Shakur says all the attention given to his mishaps are one-sided.
All right, this is all I want to say. For all them people that doubt me, I had no record all my life. Okay? No record, no police record, until I made a record. As my video was debuting on MTV, I was behind bars getting beat up by the police department. I got a $10 million lawsuit. They said they would settle with me and everything. You know what I'm saying? But nobody cared about that. That wasn't blew up all in the news. They didn't see me. They did not see me on TV with my eye busted, my head busted. There's pictures of those.
In Oakland,
yes, in Oakland. You don't see them pictures. You see pictures of Tupac coming out of jail in cuffs. You don't see pictures of the police standing over me beating my brains in. You don't see that. But I see that. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? So it's all real. And I feel like, just like...
I gotta be honest. Tupac is emotional. He's a very emotional guy. I think he had a rough upbringing, but he didn't have the, the rough upbringing. Yeah, I think it was rough, but how should I say it? There's difference. Tupac, when I look at him, honestly, I like his music. There's nothing there. Tupac's music is legendary, bro. Legendary. But honestly, bro, he looks more like a, how do you say it? Prey than, the prayer. How do you say it? How the fuck do you say it, bro? He looks soft, bro. He looks like he's the one getting bullied throughout life and all of this. To be honest. And then you have the other guys, in the hood who's just going out and fucking beating everybody up, who's a fucking psychopath, So yeah, bro. But honestly, I think Tupac, he knows a little, but he ain't that smart. He knows a little because of his mother, Black Panthers, all of that, relatives, families, family friends who are also in that, and he got some information through that, but also he's just, honestly, he also just a product of the culture of this 80s, 70s when he grew up. How old is he there? I don't know. Did he grow up in the 80s? This is the 90s. So yeah, you know.
A woman that's raped, any woman that's raped would never, ever allow herself to be raped again. Am I correct? Any woman that's violated would never allow herself to be violated again. Same thing.
You know there are going to be people who sit here and say, how can you say that when you're faced with that charge?
That's how I can say it. We got people in my own community that will get me. Why? Because I got it. Now this girl, who I can't say her name, but if I was to say her name, 1,000 all over the world would go, I put this on everything I love, on everything I love. When I was in Atlanta, I was pulled over at the gas station. Some dudes from New York pulled over next to me and told me the girl's name. They said, I know the girl that did it. They told me her name and where she's from, say she's scandalous. I can't go on TV talking about this girl is because that's what they want me to do. They want me to get on TV and talk about my black sister is a hoe and she's a bitch and she's a money grubber. I ain't fit to say that. I don't have to do that to show that I'm innocent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not guilty. People should look me in my eyes. They should look.
Why the fuck not? Why? Oh, I swear, bro. Was it me and somebody said I did something like that? Bro, I will call them out all fucking day. I will fucking buy fucking Facebook ads, fucking YouTube ads, fucking everything, bro. I will fucking expose it so fucking hard that, bro, I would expose it every fucking 5 years, bro. I would pay people to do that, bro. What the fuck, Tupac? The fuck, bro? And all of this sister, blah, blah. Nah, bro. Somebody attacking you, you can't call them a sister, bro. That's just dumb. That is foolish. Brother, honestly, Tupac got split personality. Honestly. Because he's learned from home. His mother said to him, da-da-da-da. He told it earlier. But now he's turning around and calling a person sister that's trying to hurt you. That's just weird. That's just weird.
Me and my eyes.
It doesn't make logically sense, you know? All this forgiveness shit, forget about it.
Anybody that thinks I committed that rape should go get Brenda's Got a Baby and keep your head up and listen to him thoroughly.
It was hard to imagine that you would do that.
It shouldn't be nothing it should not even be to me. I have no patience for anybody that doubts me. None at all. It's too hard out here. You know what I'm saying? If my people don't stand up for me, who is? I understand these white folks looking at me like that because they don't know me.
Still, the problem isn't did he not. It's relevant, but also it shows if he didn't do it, it shows that he don't know where to put himself. In what situations he should not put himself, which people he should hang around with, which people he should not hang around with. But there can be a fault of him not having a father and saying, listen, fuck all of them. All of them are son of a bitches. All of them are fucking dogs. None of them are your blood. You know, so maybe because the connection with the dad and, you know, no father figures. He's creating his own father figures with friends and I don't know, bro. Deeper analyze, but still, he put himself in a situation. If he did it, brother, you know, cut his balls off, motherfucker, no problem. But if he didn't did it, he can only blame himself for putting himself in that position. It's that easy. You cannot blame other people for you being dumb and putting yourself in dumb positions.
Your head up. That ain't no fluke. You know, keep your head up. Ain't no goddamn.
But still, if you did not do something, bro, you should do everything in power to destroy that person's character 100%. The fuck, bro? If somebody said such a horrible thing about me, bro, I will fucking expose them 1000%.
Up. I didn't do that to be smiling in my face to say, oh, he's cool. I did that from my heart. So that if they do try to put a rape charge on me, my sisters could say he ain't about that. Now, if my sisters can't say that, you won't hear another keep your head up out my mouth. You understand me? Because it's a struggle on young black males today.
Shakur's childhood plays a recently mended his relationship with his mother, brings to his work, stems from his background.
Have you ever seen, what would a Vietnam vet be like without a sergeant, without any backup, without any other soldiers, nobody but a Vietnam vet in Vietnam? When he came home, how would he be? And that's me. I had to go through all that street, war, everything, the same drugs that everybody else get turned out on. You know, where I would have been stopped shorted, I made it past. And here's where I am. But because I made it past, I missed some lessons. You know what I'm saying? And you can see the lessons that I missed when you talk to me. You can see where I...
That's the fault. He think he made it past. He didn't make it past. He was still stuck. That's what I'm saying, bro. Honestly, I like Tupac, but intelligence-wise, he ain't quite there. He ain't quite there. He's a clever kid, but he ain't that street smart as you think. Trust me, bro. You can see it on him. You can, the words he's using, the emotional, nah.
I haven't had a father when you talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You can see where I spent a lot of my time in the streets when you talk to me. Because the words that I say are not words that come from a mother's mouth or a father's mouth.
He was not in the streets. He was not hustling. He was never fucking hustling, bro. I'm telling you, bro. If he was hustling, it was small bags. Tupac was not hustling. 100%. Brother, he talks too much. When you're in that game and you're moving, you don't talk. Why the fuck would you? You would never fucking talk, bro.
It's words that comes from a pimp's mouth or a prostitute or a hustler or a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? But to me, these were my role models.
How much of that, though, in terms of growing up without a father, sometimes not?
You see, he said it himself. He said it himself. His friends, the people in the street, he made them people to look up to. People in the street who had no money, who had the money, he looked up to them because he had no father. And that's not even the father, bro. That's a communal problem. That you have somebody in a community going out, selling the women in the community, drugging everybody in the community. That's a communal fault. That the men in the community didn't go out and deal with those people who did that, the correct way. There's many ways to deal with that. So it's a whole structural problem. But I also understand, because when the African Americans tried to create that structure, every time there was worked against. Yeah. Yeah.
Not being with your mother, do you lament on and look back and say, damn, I missed something big?
Everything.
And I also understand the African American women, but they cannot do all. I understand they're also humans, and of course, that's the problem. They're also attacked from outside forces, so they cannot even do the job correctly because other people are trying to destroy them also. So, bruh. But that's the thing, bro. The African American have given themselves the right to chill now, shake ass on TikTok. Bro, your priority shouldn't be to shake ass. Your priority should be to study history, study law, fucking, yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm high.
I know for a fact that had I had a father, had I had someone, and I hate saying this because white people love hearing black people talk about this, but had I had a father, had I had some of these opportunities, I'd have been able to help my mother more. She wouldn't have went the road she went. I could have been a better son. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't have went that road. It was the absence of my father. You know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with him being daddy not being there. My mother's dealing with him being my man not being there. You know, so many problems in our community that affect everything. So by me not having that, I ain't never want to hear nothing about no kind of relationships between a black man and a black woman. I knew they didn't work. Because as far as I knew, my daddy was the coolest dude out there. And my mama was a Panther. So if they didn't work, it don't work. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? And going out there, you know what I'm saying? It's like watching my mother just go through changes and everything. It's like my mother's my partner. She a soldier. You know, she a soldier like I'm a soldier. You know, and I watched the peep the game that she went through. If I would have went the same way my mother went, had not she did her route and showed me where it went wrong with her. My mother always told me, don't you ever just volunteer yourself to our people, because they'll use you. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? She also told me to follow my heart and for me to be the leader.
But it's
You see, his mother told him that. His mother told him that. So I don't know why would he even put himself in a position. Bro, the whole fucking thing, I don't know, bro. Did he rape her? Did he not rape her? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But honestly, for what I can get from this interview, that is Tupac, he got influenced by smart people through his life. But he still thought the streets were cooler. He still thought the streets was his friends. You know, bro, it's normal thing. He's, I don't know, in this time, how old is he? 24? Something like that. That's the thing, bro. You gotta understand. He probably went to public school. He got influenced by the television, by the culture. Bro, that's the thing. Even Tupac, he was a product of the upbringing of the 80s, 70s. So yeah. But honestly, he ain't the smartest. But I honestly think many people try to give him information, but the street, not the streets even, I don't know, bro. It's not even the streets, bro. It's just the junkies got to him. The junkies got to him.
interesting to see just the change in your face, your reaction, your thought process.
That's all I ever wanted to do. Ask my mama. I wanted to go to college. I went to school all the way and was ready to go to college. The only thing that stopped me was money. The time all the kids in my school was writing applications to go to college, I didn't have no lights and no electricity. And that ain't my mama's fault. You know what I'm saying? So when I think back to that, I'm not thugging for me. I'm thugging for my family. I pay all the bills. You know what I'm saying? I feed my whole...
I understand him when he says he's talking. When he says he's talking. Of course, a hustle is a hustle, but there's level to the hustle. If you're poisoning your own community, that's not a hustle. That will never be a hustle. That is nothing else but destroying your own people for your own gains. Listen, I understand people go and party in the weekends, they need something, of course. But going out and getting your own people hooked, getting them hooked on fucking crack, which actually just is free base, just in a fucking rock form. It's free base. Getting them fucking hooked on free base, then turning the same people into prostitutes, because we all know that's how the game is. That's how you get a person to become a fucking prostitute. For the most majorities, the street walkers, they get introduced to fucking free base by the fucking pimp who also fucking free base because they're junkies. And that's the people, unfortunately, also Tupac chose to look up to. That's the hard truth, bro. That's fact. And people who's really, listen, there's livers to the streets. And that's the problem. People call it the streets, but actually it's not even the streets. It's a business. There's levels to the business. Maybe in the streets, yeah, bro, that's the lowest. We all know that the streets is the lowest. That shit, That's the shit that that's the people who get caught. Then you had the next level, next level, next level, bro. And unfortunately, Tupac, he got stuck on first level, the streets. The worst of the worst. Yeah. The lowest of the streets, actually. Because even though you do selling and all of this, and bro, there's levels to it. Those guys who do it every day, and those guys who do it in the, that's the thing, the white people, they do it in the weekends, you know. Some of them start freebasing and destroying themselves, but listen, it didn't get pushed into their societies as much as they did to the black community in America. So yeah, I don't know, bro. Still, I think the blacks should show more restraint and show more discipline, because even you can see Tupac, he's even himself just a product of society. Even he didn't want to study and educate himself correctly. That's just honesty, bro. No fucking hate. Honesty.
Whole family, wrong or right, I do. And I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? And if thugging is gonna make me $1 million, because it just got me platinum, then that's what I got to do constantly. And if it makes me feel, because right now, I feel satisfied. I don't feel like I've ever embarrassed myself or my people, you know, in nothing that I've done. And yet and all, I got the whole world fearing me. You know what I'm saying? At 23, weighing 160 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't even started. I haven't even wrote my plan out yet, and they scared. I got the vice president know who I am, the president, every cop in every city, you know what I'm saying? And I haven't even started working out a plan.
The rapper paints young black men as victims and blames much of their plight on others. So I wondered how he dealt with the fact young black men are killing each other in record numbers.
That's suicide. That ain't homicide. That's suicide. We killing each other because we killing ourselves. We not, when another man, I know, I've been in a position, it's out of our control. It's not like he wants to kill. He just doesn't want to die. You know what I'm saying? It's that situation when you got, we are living in a war.
You know, sometimes, you know, I wondered about the creation of the gangs and all of that. Was that also a CIA project to more organize the criminals in America so they can be controlled better, so they can, you know, use them to different things in operation, either remove them if they were not needed or wanted? That's actually something I was thinking about. Wonder why nobody have made analysis on that or videos. But yeah, back to Tupac. Let's go back a little.
That's suicide. We killing each other because we killing ourselves. We not, when another man, I know, I've been in a position, it's out of our control. It's not like he wants to kill. He just doesn't want to. No,
he wants to kill. That's a stupid thing. That's a totally stupid thing. Listen, that's a stupid thing. Tupac, he's lying to himself right now, and he is delusional. When you pick up a gun and go out for shooting somebody, you know what you're doing, bro. Listen, as I say, there's levels to everything. One thing is going out and kicking a door into a fucking trap house or a dope house and fucking taking everybody's things. That's one thing. Another thing is fucking rolling out and fucking rolling down the windows and fucking shooting up everything. That's killing, bro. That's killing. I understand, listen, in the escalation thing, when you are in that fucking small time street shit, in the escalation level, yeah, sometimes you can take it by mistake to a level you shouldn't take it to. But that's why there's a difference, bro. Honestly, America, they got no class when they make money. But Europe is different, bro. Like, killing, you don't kill, bro. That's the law. You don't kill, bro. It's in America, bro. What the blacks are doing to themselves, bro. They're just going on killing each other just for fucking fun. There's no fucking reason, bro. There's no go fucking kick in a fucking white guy who's criminal. Go kick in his door and fucking steal his shit and fucking let him kick your door next time, and he's gonna steal your shit. And after a couple of years, you're gonna sit down and fucking laugh about it, bruh. But the killing shit, yeah, it's murder. The people who do it, they're murderers, bro. They know what they're doing. They're doing it. They choose to do it. Basically, one thing is going out and fucking take somebody's shit, and the other person taking your shit, and you're going back and forth. But killing, bro, that's just when you go there. There's no going back, bro. That means everybody gets involved, and a murder is a murder, bro. And not calling a murder, that's just foolish. It's dumb. Especially just because it's from your own community, bro. It can be a murder, bro. What the fuck?
Die. You know what I'm saying? It's that situation when you got, we are living in a war zone. It's not as easy as these people are making us think, that they just got some criminal ass black kids with guns. It is not like that. We live in hell. We live in the gutter. We got us stacked up 80 deep in one building. You know, by the time you get out your house, you strapped to protect yourself. Because you living in the same community that the police is carrying rifles and riot gear.
He's lying right now. Right now he's lying. Honestly, right now he's just lying. Honestly, listen. All of us who grew up in ghettos, we know. Bro, that's your friends, bro. Those people with the guns and all of that, blah, blah, blah. That's people who you grew up with. That's pretty much people who fucking hang out with your whole fucking life. And that's some shit you fucking do. Because you think this is the fucking way. Because you don't know better, bro. And instead of just saying, listen, people don't know better, you're fucking propagating something. Nah, people are afraid. Perhaps they are, of course. I don't say they are not, but for the majority, we all know that all of the people who grew up in ghetto, unless it's a new ghetto and it just got built and people just moved in, then it's a different story. But if it's a ghetto where people were born and all of that, it's people who you know. It isn't that dangerous and you should be afraid. Unless you're a fucking dumb idiot going out and doing dumb shit, of course. But I don't know, bro. Tupac is not always real. He's not always real. Not with his analytics, always because he's not smart. That's smart enough.
Same, they need them riot, excuse my language, I'm so sorry. The same reasons they need the riot hat, the riot jacket, the flak jacket, the double vest, the 9mm Glocks with extra bullets, the tear gas, the mace, all that. Who do you think the police is using that against? Dogs? So we fighting the same villains that they fight in the street. But instead of them seeing us fighting villains in the street, we all villains.
Is your generation the one that is picking up for where the Panthers left off, saying, all right, enough is enough? The generation before us forgot about the fight. We're picking it back up.
This guy, this interview, he's 100% a spy. 100. Just the wording he's using, the questioning, he's like putting it up to say, I can start a revolution, you know, so it can be a threat inside the system. And, you know, as soon as you say that, the FBI gonna start working, blah, 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 bruh.
Not only forgot about the fight, forgot about us. Yes, and we're picking it back up. But at this level, all we're trying to do is unite.
He caught him there. Look at him smile. He wanna smile. This motherfucker wanna smile, bruh. He wanna smile. Bruh, just look.
About the fight.
Just look. He wanna raise his eyebrow, but he don't raise it.
Saying, all right, enough is enough. The generation before us forgot about the fight. We're picking it back up.
Not only forgot about the fight, forgot about us. Yes, and we're picking it back up. But at this level, all we're trying to do is unite. And right now, as a year, we got 1 million people.
It's micro reactions, bruh. Micro reactions on people's faces. Listen, you gotta understand, interviewers are trained, these people who are put in positions to word things to the public. They're trained, bro. His little microaggressions. When Tupac said what he said right there, he fucking
us.
saw.
Yes, and we're picking it back up. But at this level, all we're trying to do is unite. And right now, as a year, we got 1 million people that's listening. Now we can tell them something. Now we can try to get them that way, and we might lose some. We might gain some, but we would never even had that audience had we not said what was real. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing for us to remember is that the same crime element that white people are scared of, black people are scared of. The same crime element that white people fear, we fear. So we defend ourselves.
I don't know. That's a fucking, I don't know. That's wrong. Maybe right, but wrong. Because what he's saying right now, that he's afraid from his own black community members because of the way they're acting. Am I understanding it wrong?
From the same.
Because that is what the white is scared for in America, as far as I understood it. We gotta understand, this is the 90s, after the 80s, we had the 60s, 70s, you know, so we gotta understand the construction of the society in that moment. So I don't know if I understood it wrong, if he put the words wrong, I don't know, bro.
Crime element that they scared of. You know what I'm saying? Why they waiting for the same crime element that white people fear, we fear. So we defend ourselves from the same crime element that they scared of. You know what I'm saying? Why they waiting for legislation to pass and everything? We next door to the killer. We next door to him, you know, because we up in the projects where it's 80 in the building. All them killers that they letting out, they right there in that building. But it's better.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Even Tupac is just a product of his society and his time. Because, let's be honest, now we know all the story about Freeway Rick and CIA and Contras and Nicaragua and all of that now. We know this. This is documented, factual, no conspiracy and all of that. So we know that got pushed into the African American communities. So what he's saying, even Tupac has not even connected all the dots at that time, if you know what I mean. So even he's ignorant what is going around, what is happening around him.
We black, we get along with the killers or something? We get along with the rapists because we black and we from the same hood? What is that? We need protection too.
Finally, I want to ask you about something that someone else asked you in the interview, and I thought the answer was interesting because I think it speaks to you and your generation a lot. Someone said, where do you see Tupac 10 years from now? You said, hey, I just want to be alive. That's real for you.
That's so real. I made a metamorphosis. I'm a new person today because I used to strongly and honestly, I feel like I could represent my generation so much because I honestly did not care whether I lived or died. But now I cannot die with people thinking I'm a rapist or a criminal. I can't leave until this shit is straight. You know, I'm not suicidal. I can't go until y'all really know what time it is. And then after that, boom, it's all over. And we can see, you know, how this shit fall. But that's how it is. And the reason being is because if I can't live free, if I can't live with the same respect as the next man, I don't want to be here. Because God has cursed me to see what life should be like. If God wanted me to be this person and be happy here, he wouldn't let me feel so oppressed. He wouldn't let me feel so trampled on. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't let me think the things I think. So I feel like I'm doing God's work. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't have nothing to pass around for people to put money in the bucket don't mean I ain't doing God's work. I feel like I'm doing God's work. You know what I'm saying? Because these ghetto kids ain't God's children. And I don't see no missionaries coming through there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing God's work. While Reverend Jackson do his up in the middle class and he go to the White House and have dinner and pray over the president, I'm up in the hood, you know what I'm saying, doing my work with my folks. And just because I don't live there don't mean I don't go there. I got to go there because I can't hang nowhere else.
I don't know, bro. I gotta be honest.
September 6th, 1996.
I gotta be honest.
Youth, but white youth.
I gotta be honest, Tupac don't sound so smart in this interview. I gotta be honest, 100%. He's too much emotional, bro. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. It's his thinking is too. I don't know, how old is he? 24, 25 at that time? We ain't that old. So maybe because of that, not enough life experience, not enough, I don't know. I don't know, bro. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, honestly, the African American society in America, it's having it bad. How do you word it correctly? It's been having it bad, and still because of let's be honest, America is built on fucking genocide. Bro, whoever fucking says anything else, they can just shut the fuck up. All the fucking facts show it, all the evidence. If we gotta be real without emotions and nothing, that's what the facts point to. And unfortunately, the African Americans, as I see it, they have not got the freedom yet. Because the programming is still pushed on them. Honestly, let's be honest, if a good artist comes and makes good music to uplift the black community, he ain't gonna get a record deal. Some fucking idiot who's gonna sing about or rap about how he's gonna kill his fucking whole community, he's gonna fucking get the record label. And then all the high school kids and all the, I don't know how it functions over there, but the younger kids, they listen to that shit, and bruh, it's just a shit show. Honestly, it is a shit show. The African Americans in America should protect their kids better, honestly. Better get back to the, look at the grandparents or something, I don't know, bro. Build some stronger community, local community. Don't fucking allow fucking junkies to run your communities, bro. Honestly. Fucking throw those pieces of shit out. But yeah. See you guys next time. Tupac, I don't know, bro. This time it was a miss for me. Adios.